Harrisonburg, Villanova quarterback Kyle McCloskey put a hand up to slow the freight train barreling toward him in the fourth quarter of Saturday's COG game at James Madison, but the effort was in vain. McCloskey, a true freshman, took over for redshirt freshman starter Jack Schetelich to open the second half after Villanova was shut out in the first. McCloskey had just led the Wildcats on an 18-play scoring drive that made it a one-possession game, but Simeyon Robinson planted him with a sack to force a punt from Villanova's 8-yard line. On the ensuing drive, quarterback Bryan Schor hit former Virginia wide receiver David Eldridge on a 29-yard touchdown pass to give the undefeated Dukes a 15-point lead with 7 o'clock to play. For the second week in a row, the defense had to bail number 1 JMU out for the Dukes to extend the nation's longest win streak with a 38 victory. Big John is a big part of getting us amped up before the game and during the game. Having his voice on the sideline is a big help, said Robinson, referring to JMU strength and conditioning coach John William. A fumble return for a touchdown and a late interception sealed the Dukes' 2010 win 2 weeks ago at Delaware. On Saturday, the defense sacked Villanova's quarterback 6 times and forced 3 turnovers while limiting the Wildcats' 4-3-2-2 to 174 total yards of offense and only 30 through the air. Kyer Hawkins led the defense with 2 sacks. Robinson and Cornell Urquhart finished with 1 each, and former Virginia Cavalier Darius Carter added a half a sack. Andrew Ankra finished with 1.5 sacks and pressured Schetelich into an errant throw, which Jimmy Moreland picked off on the Wildcats' first drive of the game. Every time, we would rally and regroup and say we have to get to the quarterback on third down situations, Ankra said. We knew they had a freshman quarterback, so we just kept pressure on them all day and got him antsy. The nail in the coffin was a 5-yard pick six by linebacker Brandon Hereford, which put the Dukes 6-0, 4-0 up 38. We're in a good groove as far as picking up where we left off last year, Hawkins said. We are more confident as a unit, we have great chemistry together, and we've been playing together for a long time. The score looks lopsided, but rest assured, the game was much closer than the scoreboard suggests. Villanova is the first program to hold JMU to less than 100 rushing yards this season. The Wildcats limited the Dukes to 45 on the ground, 5 yards shy of their season average, which leads the CA and ranks number 2 in the FCS. JMU's offense drove inside the Villanova 10 3 times on Saturday and had to settle for 3 field goals. The Dukes had 6 snaps inside the 10 on their second drive of the game, but it ended with a 22-yard field goal from Tyler Gray. A 34-yard pass to freshman tight end Clayton Cheatham put JMU inside the 5 in the second quarter, and a try-sharp run put the ball on the 2. After a sack, that drive ended with a 36-yard field goal from Gray, which made it 6-0 with 8:40 left in the half. A fumble forced by former Virginia linebacker Landon Ward and recovered by Darius Carter set up a third-quarter drive, which ended on the 1-yard line with a 17-yard field goal for a 16-0 lead. Our defense prides itself on stopping the run, said Villanova head coach Mark Ferrante, whose team has held its past 9 opponents less than 100 rushing yards. That's what we're built for, and that's what we did today. McCloskey led a drive that ate more than 10 minutes off the clock in the third quarter and bled into the fourth. He capped it with a 4-yard touchdown pass to Todd Summers. The Wildcats converted the 2-point conversion to cut JMU's lead to 16-8 with just under 1,500 hours to play. The Dukes' defense responded by forcing back-to-back punts. We're all family here, and what we want to do is have our brothers back, whatever the case may be, Ankra said. We were in adverse situations last year against Villanova, so we just had to have each other's backs and play the tough game we expected to play. Schor, 20 of 28, 271 yards, gave the Dukes some breathing room heading into halftime with a 23-yard touchdown pass to Cheatham, which he capped with a second effort to get into the end zone for a 13-0 lead with 3:03 left in the half. He's turning out to be exactly what we envisioned him to be," JMU coach Mike Houston said of Cheatham. "He was a tough high school football player and a good athlete, and we're blessed to have him."